Hello. We've come to the Mary Anderson Center today, Tasha, my daughter, and we're going to do a real quick viewing of the gallery. All of these, there's almost 20 works, are based on my spiritual work. This painting was done in 2018. It was part of a Thomas Merton exhibit at KCAD in Louisville. And it's showing Merton in deep contemplation out in the fields where he loved to be. It's talking about meditation and this figure of a female monk. There are female monks in Asia, and she's coming out of deep meditation. All of my paintings in this exhibit are acrylic on canvas, and some are thinner, more wash-like. In this one you can see where I've used pencils sometimes to make marks as well, and at times I'll do paintings that are much bigger. This is one of the later paintings in this exhibit. Some of the paintings actually go back to the early 1990s. This one I just did recently and is quite thick. You can see the thickness of some of the marks. In fact, a lot of these paintings are painted over old paintings. This is of a monk who's walking out in a snowy day. This little painting is an odd bird, and you might notice there's actually a floral work underneath of the figure. And in fact, I've always worked in series, and I've had some shows based on flowers. I like to do flowers when I can't think of what to do. But you have a figure who's superimposed on that floral painting, so I call this work the flower carrier. This is the largest canvas in the show, and it's actually on 1, 2, and 3 different canvas panels. And it's an old painting. You can see a lot of texture underneath of it. I don't know, it may be like 10 different paintings underneath this painting. And I like this painting especially since you can look out this window right here. You're going to turn, Tasha. And right below us is a lake. And when I came here in January, the lake was frozen over. And it had almost the exact same white, frosty surface on the lake. This painting is imagining that a monk, perhaps Thomas Merton, is standing by one of the ponds at Gethsemane, and his shadow is creating an area of the frozen surface that is not frozen, so you can see down into the bottom of the water. So that's what's going on there. We have 2 works. This is a pastel mixed media on paper, and it's actually from 1993. It's an old work. And I've been doing these grieving female figures, which refer to, I call her the mother figure. She's Mother Earth or Mary, and they're often praying. I started doing these when I had some experiences with losing people and witnessing ends of life, and it was a way for me to kind of show my grieving through my art. The next painting is actually a recent painting, again, painted over many paintings. There's a lot of paintings underneath this one. And it's called The Return of Faith. And I'm sort of imagining that a person who has perhaps been wayward in their life has come back from a long, mysterious voyage, and they have now given up their lost ways to, again, accept faith. This is the smallest painting in the show. It's actually a gouache on paper, and it's from 1997. And again, it's referring to the birth of the corn plant. I like this little painting. I've kept it in my home, but it is for sale. This painting is an older painting, but I put it in particular, it's called A Seeker of Peace. And as the war is going on over in Ukraine, it's showing a female figure, praying that war will stop. No more war. Right next to it is my take on the crucifixion. I've done many paintings based on that, and this is actually a pretty recent one. So it's showing what none of us would ever want to happen. In 2018, I was involved in a large exhibit, actually 2 exhibits, honoring the life of Thomas Merton, the Trappist monk from Gethsemane. And I had done a painting, this painting, which is showing the peace bird coming and telling the mother figure that Merton had died. And about the same time, I met Penny Sisto for the first time. I had known about her all my life, and I wanted to involve her in the exhibit, and I asked her to make a mirror image of my painting. So it's actually the reverse, but it's the same figure, the same bird has arrived, and I simply treasure Penny's work. Both of these hang in my house, and they will return there after the exhibit. Penny's adorable, and her work is so important. She's having another huge solo exhibit right now at the Carnegie Center in New Albany. It's a must-see. This is another Merton work. This was in the exhibit Penny and I did at Bellarmine. There were 2 Merton exhibits, one at KCAD and then one at Bellarmine. All of Merton's many papers and writings are in the Merton Center at Bellarmine. A wonderful place to visit if you haven't been there. This painting is referring to Merton's last year when he traveled to Asia, and where he actually died in Thailand. But he visited many sites before his death. And here he's dreaming of a hermitage that would be along the ocean, probably in Indonesia somewhere. This is the last painting I did for the exhibit here at Mount St. Francis, about a week before I hung the show. Again, it's a very old canvas. I don't know how old, it might be 15 or 20 years old. I don't know how many paintings are under it. The face is of a praying figure, and I like the way it turned out. I like some of my heroes from art history painted in chiaroscuro using light and darkness, and this one I think works very well in those considerations. I like her calmness. Here's the last work in the exhibit, and this is showing a young monk in deep meditation reading. Again, it's influenced by my study of Merton and his intensity of his own personal study. There's actually one of this Merton's actually grave marker right here. The painting can be turned on point as well, but I like it turned on this way. It's almost like sneaking up on somebody and taking a photo. So these lines right here refer to the aperture lines. Merton, of course, was a huge photo buff. He carried his camera around quite often. Thank you very much. I hope y'all can come over and take a look at this exhibit. The gallery has just been expanded. It's a beautiful space now, and Mount St. Francis is just gorgeous. If you look out any of the windows of this place, you'll know just what I'm talking about. Here's a view out of one of the windows. It's just gorgeous up here. And another view looking out the south window, the lake below. People are down there enjoying it. Each day, many people come over and walk the many well-kept trails on the 400-acre campus.